What if I told you Ghislaine Maxwell, the woman convicted for helping Jeffrey Epstein traffic young girls, might end up walking out of prison free? That's the warning coming straight from Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, who just went off on Donald Trump's Justice Department in one of the most explosive political showdowns we've seen in a long time. Maxwell is serving a 20-year sentence for aiding Jeffrey Epstein, the infamous financier who used his wealth and power to exploit young women. But now, she's suddenly back in the headlines because Trump's own former attorney, now Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, is scheduled to meet with her inside prison. And here's the kicker. That meeting comes just one day after the House Oversight Committee, where Jasmine Crockett sits, voted to subpoena Maxwell to testify before Congress. Crockett isn't holding back. She blasted the administration, warning that if Maxwell talks to Trump's DOJ before Congress, the whole thing could be a massive cover-up. In her words, he'll most likely let her out of jail free. He's let people out of jail for far less. Think about that. Maxwell, the woman who knows the darkest secrets of Epstein's world. The parties, the power players, maybe even the names that the public has never heard, sitting in a closed-door meeting with Trump's allies before Congress gets a chance to question her. Crockett argued that if she testifies before the Oversight Committee, both Democrats and Republicans get to ask questions. But if it's just Trump's DOJ, one-sided, controlled, and potentially buried forever. This comes right after the Department of Justice released a short memo insisting that Epstein had no client list and that his death in a New York jail cell was suicide. But many aren't convinced. To this day, questions about who Epstein was protecting and who was protecting him still spark outrage. Even with the subpoena, Crockett admitted Maxwell might not testify at all. Her lawyers could stall, she could invoke privilege, or she might simply refuse to answer. And fellow Democrat Robert Garcia doesn't trust her one bit, calling her a documented liar with every reason to manipulate the truth if it helps her get out early. Meanwhile, Congress itself is in chaos. Democrats and even some Republicans have been pushing for Epstein-related files to be released. But Speaker Mike Johnson has refused to even hold a symbolic vote on it. That prompted Representative Thomas Massie to accuse Johnson of covering for Trump, saying he doesn't want even a paper-thin sliver of daylight between himself and the former president. And speaking of Trump, he's been in full defense mode. Once close to Epstein before a very public falling out, Trump has slammed his critics for focusing on the case. He's also suing the Wall Street Journal and Rupert Murdoch for $10 billion after the paper reported he sent Epstein a note for his 50th birthday. Trump says it never happened. So here's where we stand. Jasmine Crockett wants answers. Robert Garcia warns Maxwell can't be trusted. Republicans are split. Democrats are demanding files. And Trump's Justice Department is quietly sitting down with the one woman who might know exactly which powerful names Epstein was protecting. This fight isn't just about one witness. It's about whether the truth behind Epstein's empire will ever come out or if it will be buried once again.